Salute to those who think that since the host has EDR installed, the host is completely protected. An unauthenticated attacker can cause remote code execution. Looks like a long-running trending story. And will end with a single non-Microsoft vulnerability. Hi all, my name is Alexander Leonov, and this is In the Trend of VM. I am pleased to inform you that we will now meet monthly and discuss trending vulnerabilities. These are the most critical vulnerabilities that are actively exploited by attackers or may be exploited in the near future. In August, there were 6 such vulnerabilities. Let's start with 5 Microsoft vulnerabilities. The first of these is a remote code execution vulnerability in the Windows Remote Desktop Licensing Service. The vulnerability is called MAD license. It was fixed in July Patch Tuesday. By exploiting the vulnerability, an unauthenticated attacker could cause remote code execution by sending RDL messages. Updates are available for Windows Server from 2008 to 2022. What is the RDL service? By default, Remote Desktop Services only allows 2 simultaneous Remote Desktop Protocol RDP connections to a Windows server. If you need more, you need to purchase additional licenses. These licenses are managed by the RDL service. Often, admins enable RDL on servers where it is not needed. On August 9th, a description and POC for Windows Server 2025 were posted on GitHub. For now, only Python pseudocode is available without critical parts, solely for developing detection rules. Researchers have found that there are 170,000 hosts available on the internet that could be affected by this vulnerability. There must be countless numbers of them on intranets. Looks like a long-running trending story. The researchers promised to publish information about 2 more critical vulnerabilities, bad license and dead license. We keep our finger on the pulse and continue to monitor. Now let's talk about the vulnerabilities from the August Patch Tuesday. Windows mark of the web security feature, bypass vulnerability. The vulnerability is called Copy 2#. It was released as part of the August Microsoft Patch Tuesday, although ZDI writes that MS fixed it earlier, in June. The vulnerability allows attackers to bypass the Smart Screen security feature that protects users from running potentially malicious files downloaded from the internet. What's the point? There is a set of HTTP extensions for collaborative working with files, WebDAV. The WebDAV share can be accessed through a web browser or through Windows Explorer, like SMB. And when copying from a shared resource via Windows Explorer, the mark of the web label was not assigned for some reason. Hence the name Copy 2#. ZDI researchers discovered signs of vulnerability exploitation in March 2024 in samples associated with the operator of the DarkGate malware. In the August Microsoft Patch Tuesday, there were 3 elevation of privileges vulnerabilities with signs of exploitation in the wild. These vulnerabilities have the same description. An attacker can escalate privileges on the host-to-system level, which is the maximum. The Windows kernel vulnerability is more difficult to exploit because you need to win the race condition. A race condition or race hazard is the condition of a system where the system's substantive behavior is dependent on the sequence or timing of other uncontrollable events, leading to unexpected or inconsistent results. The error got its name from a similar error in the design of electronic circuits. Only for elevation of privileges in Windows Ancillary Function Driver AFD, there is information about who exactly is exploiting it. It is exploited by the well-known Lazarus Group. This was reported in a press release by Gen Digital, the vendor of Avira and Avast antivirus software. To neutralize information security products, Lazarus attackers use the FUD module rootkit. This is a salute to those who believe that since the host has EDR installed, the host is completely protected and it is no longer necessary to update it. If you haven't installed Microsoft's August security updates, be sure to install them to protect against these critical vulnerabilities. And we'll end with a single non-Microsoft vulnerability. Unauthenticated privilege escalation vulnerability in the LiteSpeed cache plugin for WordPress CMS. WordPress is a popular CMS 835 million websites with open source code and support for third-party plugins. LiteSpeed Cache is one such plugin. It increases the loading speed of website pages by caching them. The free version is used on 5 million sites. On August 13, a critical vulnerability of this plugin was released. A remote unauthenticated attacker can obtain administrator rights. According to the write-up, the attacker brute forces the hash used for authentication. This hash is generated insecurely, so there are only 1 million of its possible values. If you make 3 requests to the website per second, then brute force and obtaining admin rights takes from several hours to a week. The POC is available on GitHub and attackers are already actively exploiting the vulnerability. Update to version 6.4.1 and higher to protect your website. That's all. Read more about these vulnerabilities in our August digest of trending vulnerabilities and in the post on Haber. Scan the QR code or follow the link in the description. This was Alexander Leonov with you. Write your impressions in the comments and see you in a month. Bye, everyone. How to show 5. Am I doing this normally with my fingers, or is it annoying? You do a great job with your fingers. You just started watching the finger.